Yo, what up, Sinners? Infinite Sin here today with a video that is a little different than what we're used to. We're going to be doing an Ask Me Anything video. I'm sorry if I don't seem very energetic. We're, still coming down off of the loss. If you haven't checked out my Twitter yet, I will not be doing any Grammy-related reactions of moving forward. Just it's my own form of protest. I don't support what the Grammys are about. I think management needs to be redone. We're not gonna dwell on this, right? We're still the best in the world, and we love our boys even more. No matter how pissed off we are. Okay, so this is the welcome to my Ask Me Anything video. This is a video where I asked people if you have anything that you want to ask me, personal, YouTube channel related, anything that you would like to know about me, go ahead and ask me, and I will answer the questions. And I had a lot of responses on Twitter. To be fair, I didn't make a video, so nobody on YouTube probably knew. I mentioned it in a couple videos, but not everybody watches them, so at least not all the way through. If you are one of those people, thank you. And for those of you that did ask questions, I will answer them on this video. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the ones on Twitter, since there's so many on Twitter. A lot of these are by the same person, but they're all relevant questions, and I feel like, they're informative to know. So the first question I got, and I'm not gonna be posting anything up or anything, I'm just gonna read them off. First one I got said, when you found BTS, were you having a hard time in your life? To be fair, I was in a place where I didn't want to be. I was working somewhere I wasn't happy. I was good at what I did. I was very good at some of the things I attributed to the industry that I worked in, but I was not happy with the way that things were being directed. In a lot of cases, that makes me a bad employee. I have a problem with authority when they don't listen to good ideas. So no, I was not in a good place when I found BTS, but I wasn't in like the worst place. I needed a change. As much as I put off watching the Black Swan video, it never went away. It was like it called to me. So hopefully that answers that question. We're in a much better place now, and it only took losing my job and diving down the rabbit hole for me to find a good spot, man. Golly. Some people, they just need a vacation. Me, I needed a whole apocalypse. Okay, that was by Paulina. Thank you for the question, Paulina. I appreciate it. This one is by Depressed Chicken Nugget. This is BRB, if you guys don't know. One of the questions, she has a lot of questions, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just read them out, and I'll answer them. It says, what is the thing you can't live without? Food? Laughter. Like, I need to laugh. It's I'm good by myself. I've always been kind of a solitary kind of person. Even in my darkest moments, the things that get me through those moments are usually laughter related. So laughter for sure. And music. I'm not a big fan of music on the radio or anything. I like finding independent artists and things that aren't mainstream. We're gonna be eating some chocolate today while I read these out, because if you don't know about Andes Mints, you need to get on it, man. These are good. Okay, the next question, what inspires me the most? Oh, that's an easy one. Seeing other people succeed. I love seeing people succeed, because it makes me realize that things aren't as hard as you make them out to be, and it gives me drive and ambition to want to try stuff. So seeing others succeed is definite inspiration. What do you want your last words to be? Psych. No, I have no idea. I love you. That would be, I think that anyone who's lost someone has, not everyone's gotten to say that they love the person that has left this world, and I feel like that's a major closure statement that you can leave for someone when you leave this world, is to tell them that you love them. So at least during their grieving process, they can take solace in the fact that they knew. Next question, what if animals could talk? Which one would you think is the rudest? So this is a pretty good question. I think the most snobbiest would probably either be an elephant or a giraffe, because they're so tall. Like, what are you gonna do? They're the biggest and the baddest of their their field. Now, granted, elephants and giraffes get taken down by lions, but there's not much you can really do to either of those animals. So I think that they would be the most stuck up and probably the most rude. And next on my list would be geese. Because no, you don't mess with geese. If you do, you're another breed. Okay, next question. What if all the states in the USA were represented by food? What food would each state be represented by? There's 50 states. I can't even think of 50 foods. Texas is barbecue, no doubt. No doubt. I think of California, I think of probably like burritos or tacos, just because they have really good Mexican food in California. We have great Mexican food in Texas, but some of the best Mexican food I've ever had was in California. Northeastern states, seafood, like, you know, Maine and all those outer. Y'all know I'm not good with geography. Don't do this to me. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite dinosaur? Oh man, Velociraptor. I know that's like pretty stereotypical, or an Allosaurus. Those have always been my two favorites. Allosaurus is like a mix between the two. The arms aren't as short, right? But it's also not as big as the arms aren't as short as the T-Rex, but like it's not as, and it's also not as tall as the T-Rex. But it has all the facets that a Velociraptor would have in terms of like body. Like it's got the big claws, it's got nice strong jaws for destroying your prey. Yeah, definitely, probably an Allosaurus. But I like Velociraptors because they're fast and smart. What are your guilty pleasures that you are willing to admit? Oh, okay. So this is a bad habit. This is a horrible thing to be, like, I wouldn't call addicted to, but like, there's very few days I go without this. That's one of my guilty pleasures. Soda, sweet tea, big ones. Like, I don't go a day without sweet tea at all. I mean, I'm from Texas, but even if I weren't in Texas, it's weird to go to another state, ask for tea, and they don't have tea the way that you like it because it's another state. So yeah, sweet tea, soda, sugar. Let's see, what else? Next question. What do you think is the worst way to die? To burn alive. I think that if you freeze to death, you're eventually, I mean, that'd probably be really bad, but like, you're going to go through the motions. It'll be a long death, which would suck. But it will be, you'll go numb after a while, then you just fade out. Burning alive would be the worst for me, because it's quick, but it's probably the most painful way to go. Is cereal soup? It can be. No, I don't eat a lot of cereal. I haven't eaten cereal in a very long time, because I don't like cereal when it gets soggy. So if you eat cereal, eat it fast. That's how I've always seen it. My favorite cereal is Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. It's what I grew up on. It's what I know. It's what I like. It tastes amazing. And I eat it very, very fast. So yes and no. What's invisible but you wish people could see? Wind. Basic. Wind. Faith. Love. The feeling that you get when you take a shower. Those are all pretty good. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Technically, yes. It's a meat between two buns, just like any other sandwich. What would be my perfect day? My perfect day consists of to wake up, not have to worry about anything, and go fishing with my dad, go to the museum with my mom. Honestly, there's no real answer. What is a perfect day? A perfect day is different for everyone. For me, it would just be about being surrounded by my loved ones and doing things stress-free, not having to worry about anything or pay for anything. Cause like when you ain't gotta pay, you ain't gotta worry, right? You know? And yeah, essentially that's kind of like a perfect day can be many, many things, right? There's no one perfect day. A perfect day is the perfect day. Can we get more lives with Casserole? We miss her. We're working on it. She's gonna be doing a live on the 20th, guys. So tune in for that. She'll be getting off work in the afternoon and then be doing a live in the evening, March 20th. So save the date. Who is the person I trust the most? Cassie. Cassie knows me. She knows me better than I know myself sometimes, and it's weird, you know, but it's amazing. She's been the person there through it all. She's dropped everything for me. She's done everything for me. She's been there for me through the last 10 years. Like, I trust myself, but I would trust Cassie before I trust myself, because Cassie knows a lot, and she tends to know me better than I know me. Now, there are certain aspects that that doesn't apply, but for the most part, Cassie. What is your wisdom in life? My wisdom, my greatest thing that I could tell you to do is, I've always had this perception, and it's only because I've been through it and I know, is that gut feeling that you feel when you're about to do something, whether or not it's right or wrong, I believe that is you from the future regretting the decision that you made if it was wrong. So you should always listen to what your gut has to say as opposed to what you want. Do what's right, right? Do what you know, and don't question it, because your gut is never wrong. I mean, think about it before you make the decision, but listen to your gut, man. Listen to your gut. It'll take you good places. What are some things you want to learn? For the last year, I have been dabbling in 3D animation and graphic design, and I would love to take it the next step and actually go to school for it, even if it was just to take a couple classes and learn a little bit. Like, who knows how far I am in terms of knowledge, you know, just kind of get a baseline where I'm at and see where I could go with it. The problem is that there's not a lot to do in terms of a career with said things, in terms of a normal career with said knowledge, unless I were to move into another state where the area is in need of said skills. Next question. Have you ever thought to adopt another pet? Every day. Every day. I want a cat so bad. If I had a house, we would have more dogs. We would have had them a long time ago. Cassie really wants a pet bird. I wouldn't mind it, but they're loud. And I like my sleep. So, and they're a little bit of work too, so. But yes, we have. Good question. Do you have Bangtan TV subscribed on YouTube channel? If yes, do you see what they post? I'm just curious. I actually do not have Bangtan TV subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I know that's weird because I use them all the time and I give them praise all the time. But it's not because I don't want to. It's because when I'm looking at stuff, I don't think about subscribing. It's the reason why I don't have more subscribers, is people will come in and they watch, and then at the end of the video, they either jump to another video that I've done, or they move on to watch another video somewhere else, and they don't think about subscribing. Even if they hear it, it doesn't really stick, right? And so it's not that I haven't wanted to do it, I just haven't done it yet. But I will go do it, and actually I'll do it right now. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, that's done. So now I'm subbed to Bangtan TV. So yeah, I've never seen them post anything on YouTube because I haven't been subscribed, but I will now. Okay, this next question. This one's by T Baby. What songs would be included in the soundtrack of your life? Oh my gosh. I don't know. There's too many. I listen to too many genres. It's hard. There's moments I'm living on a prayer, right? And there's moments where I want to pour some sugar on me. I don't know. If I could not pick to save my life. That is a question that I cannot answer. I wish I could. Alright, Jekka comes in with the next question. Says, I'm watching Thor Ragnarok right now, so Marvel or DC, and why? DC. I know I'm probably going to get some feedback on this, but DC storylines to all of their comic book characters is very, very tragic. There's not a DC character out there who hasn't gone through some form of tragedy. And the story writing for their plot, like the plot lines for their stories, always have some kind of twist and turn, and nothing's ever complete, and DC doesn't get enough press on their comic and their writing, because when they make movies, they don't do it according to the comics. And it's really sad. If you have a chance, watch Titans. It's about as close as you can get to seeing actual things from the comics in the show. And then if you watch The Flash, early seasons of The Flash, the one that's out now, the series that's out now, they stuck to the writing very, very, very well with the New 52 comic book series. I have a lot of DC comics. I have a couple first editions from the last set that came out, and I love them. And I don't know why I ever fell off of reading on them. I guess it just got to be an expensive hobby to like buy. You know, you're reading 4 series at a time, which means every week you gotta buy 4 new comics. It adds up. It adds up. But DC. I love Marvel characters, but they do a good job telling the story in their movies, and you can always watch the shows too if you don't feel like reading the comics, because, you know, some of the animated shows are that old. What are my thoughts on life after death? That's a really good question. I believe that there's somewhere that we go, whether it be, you know, to heaven or hell, whatever it is that you believe. But I believe that there is somewhere that we go after we die. It's not just infinite nothing, right? I do believe in reincarnation. I think it's an option for those who leave this world. But I also believe that you can choose, you should be able to choose when and how you go, alright? But no one knows anything about the afterlife, so it's kind of hard to give a straight answer with that. But I do believe that there is an afterlife, and that, you know, if you're a good person, it will shine through on your soul. You know, it's like if you're bad, it'll leave a stain on your soul, and those stains are visible to whoever it is you come into contact with after you die. So, like tattoos. Alright, next question. What are some of the most memorable moments in your life? Maybe a few or just one. I have a lot of them. I remember a lot of things about my life. Some are the most irrelevant moments, but they stick out to me the most. When I was a kid, and I used to play baseball every day. We'd get done with practice, or we'd get done with the game, and I'd sit in the truck and I'd be eating a snow cone, and my dad would be driving home, and he'd always ask me, win or lose, didn't matter, he'd always ask me, what did you learn? And I never had a good answer. There were times I had a good answer, and it was like the conversation would be over with. When I figured that out, I realized I needed to answer right, not just say, oh, when the umpire calls this, it means this. That's not important, right? It was about the lessons that I learned. Right? And my dad wanted to make sure that I learned something from every experience, be it important or not, to gain something from what it is that I do. So everything I do, I always ask myself, what did I learn from the experience? And if you can't take away anything from it, then you probably wasn't that important. And even if it's not important, you should at least try. Trying is everything. Another one would be with Cassie. Like, when I lost my job the first time, when I was working at the place I was at before I started all this, I had worked there before, and I had lost that job before. And when I came home in the middle of the day and Cassie was home, she was bawling her eyes out because I was the only one working. I didn't have unemployment because I was only a temporary worker. And she had been, just kind of staying at home. She didn't have a job. I was a breadwinner. And the very first thing she said to me after she hugged me and calmed down, she's like, I'll find a job. I'll do whatever it takes. I will start right now. And then like 3 days later, she had a job, and she's been there ever since, man. She loves her job. She is interested in finding other things, but as far as like comfortability and places where she feels at home and like she's part of a group and a family, that's the job she's at now. And I've always been proud of her for that, because like when we needed it the most, when it came time for her to step up, she didn't question it, she didn't wait, she didn't think twice on it, she just did it. And I've never been more proud of her than I have been in that moment. So, alright, let's go to the next one. That was a long one, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. What am I talking about apologizing here for? Y'all are here to see me talk in this video. Alright, next one's by Moonanik. She's in my Discord. What's up, Moon? Said, what is the first video you edited? So it's not on my YouTube anymore because my audio was so horrible. I was actually using this headset, but with the mic that comes with it, and the mic on this is completely awful. It picks up every noise, right? Even the silent noise in the room. The white noise is what we call it. It sounded like I was on a little bitty like headset, you know, in an airplane, and I had a crappy camera. Like, I didn't know anything about lights and tones and everything I know now, right? And it was the very first video I edited. If we're gonna talk about for the channel, the very first video I edited for the channel was my first video, and that was a Falling in Reverse video I did. The Drug in Me is Reimagined. It's actually, if you haven't ever heard of it, it's a great song, but the audio was horrible. And I would watch the singer's Twitch channel, and he would watch people who reacted to him. And I got scared because he came across one reactor whose audio was completely awful. And I was like, I have to delete this video. I am not gonna be that guy. And so that was the first like reaction I ever did. The first video I ever edited, I was messing with special effects, and I did a video of me teleporting out of my chair and getting some tea, and then came back, and then the graphics were pretty subpar. So, for how long do I edit videos? So this is a tough question to answer. It varies. It varies. If it's a short video, if it's for Patreon, if it's for YouTube, if it's a longer video, if it's a regular video where I analyze everything, they're all different. The shorter the video, the shorter the edit time. If it's going to Patreon, I don't edit my videos for Patreon. I just give it to them. Like, it goes in the editor, but I'm usually just clipping out like small pieces. Anytime you see a clip in my videos where I'm doing one thing and all of a sudden I'm in another position, that's because I edit out the word because I do that a lot. I say, well, and I'll get rid of those. Because it makes the video flow a little smoother. And so when you see that, that's what that is. But it can take anywhere between 10 minutes to 6 hours. It really depends on what there is. See, like that. I would edit that out. So let's say I'm doing just a watch through. I say there's a cover. We don't have to do any analytical process to it. It's just like, say we're watching another cover of Dynamite. Watch Dynamite, sit there, we enjoy it. I talk. That's it. That's the recording process. It goes in the editor. I don't have much to do to it because it was real short. And then I render it. All of that will take about 30 minutes to do. And then it goes up on YouTube. And the process to uploading on YouTube takes a little while because they have to go through steps to analyze my footage, make sure copyrights are in place for the copyrighted footage. I'm not cussing, right? I meet terms of service. And that there's no, like, you know, nudity or bad words or racial stuff going on in my videos, you know, anything that could offend somebody or hurt the company of YouTube. And then they post it. And so overall, it's about an hour minimum, right? And I've had days where I've spent 12 hours editing videos and uploading, but one video in particular will be anywhere between an hour to 2 hours of editing. Okay, next question. Do you prefer Occidental dragons or Oriental ones? So Occidental dragons are like the ones you see in Game of Thrones, and Oriental ones are ones you see at like festivals for the Chinese New Year and things like that. Honestly, I'm just a fan. Like, I don't really care. I mean, obviously, right, the Occidental ones stand out a little more to me, but I like both. They both have their own aspects. I like the lore behind Oriental dragons. I think they're much cooler. But I also think the Occidental dragons are much more fierce looking. So I'm a fan of Occidental dragons, but I'm not a fan of Oriental dragons, if that makes any sense. Next question. What's your all-time favorite song excluding BTS? Okay. Thank God. Purple asked me what my favorite BTS song is all the time. Right now it still stands, Bulletproof the Eternal, for anybody who wants to know. My favorite song beyond BTS of all time, that's a tough one. Gangnam Style. No, I don't know. It depends on the genre. I never classify one thing as my all-time epic because I don't know what that is yet, and it will change. So, classical music. There is a song called Yezu, Joy of Man's Desiring. It's instrumental. It's an old song. And I absolutely love that song. I think it's a beautiful song. Right? Country song. I'm a fan of anything Alan Jackson writes. But there's a million songs in the country genre that I love because I grew up in Texas. It's just part of it. Classic rock. I love Motley Crue. I think Motley Crue is amazing. Kickstart My Heart is like my jam. Hip hop. I'm a fan of anything 90s hip hop. I really like Dr. Dre. Boyz II Men in R&B. Nirvana will always be in there. Or grunge. It really just depends. I don't have a top favorite. There's no one song I can just listen to over and over and over and over and over again. It just doesn't work like that for me. What is my biggest fear? Struggling. I hate struggling. I know life is a struggle. That is what life is about. But like, when's it gonna be my time? You know, like, what do I gotta do? I hate having to want for stuff. I hate it. And I will work as hard as I need to and do the dumbest stuff I need to. I'll do whatever it takes to succeed, right? And it's not beyond my moral code, you know, like I'm not gonna like betray somebody I love or anything like that, but I don't want to end up being 60 years old and not have anything to show for my life. Like I want to be comfortable. Like being stuck in a position where I'm struggling to survive is probably one of my biggest fears. What harsh truth do you prefer to ignore? Where do you go with this? There's a million. One of the biggest harsh truths that I've had to learn to ignore is that some people just have it easy. Some people just have it easy, and it's not something to be jealous about, but understand that it's selective. Like you aren't born into something, so you're gonna have to work harder, right? And I'm using this primarily on financial attributes. If you know, there's just some people who have more privilege than others. Be it what you want, go wherever you want with that. It's not meant to be anything more than what I mean. It's just like some people were born into rich families, some people were born into poor families, some people were born in the wild. Like, be thankful for the things that you have around you and what you do have in life, and realize that it's not your fault, but you are in charge of how you end up. Another one would be that nobody's gonna do anything for you. You can't expect someone to have the same heart that you do. That's probably a big one. That's a big one. I don't ignore them. I do turn a blind eye to it sometimes. And I've like this last year, I've been trying so hard to like do better and help as many people as I can, where I can, how I can, with what I have. You know, if I'm the guy, if you need something, I'm there. I'm usually there. Like, I can't always be there, and there's a line, like calling me out in the middle of nowhere and I have no access to get there or help you, then like I feel bad because I don't have a way to do it, right? But there's a limit to that. Like, I can't. What do you want me to do? You know, I'm only able to help you with what I have, right? And if I have it, I will do it. What's your top 3 music genre? Alternative rock, because it spans such a great distance of music genres. Classic rock, and I don't know enough about K-pop to call K-pop my top 3. And then probably country. That's just typical Texas, you know? Typical Texan. Okay, I don't have anything else on. Sutton Moore, I appreciate your subscription. Thank you very much. I hope to see you around in streams and chats. Do you ever want to listen to more K-pop groups? Yes, I do. It's a little tough to do it right now. It's not that I don't love BTS, I do. And there's so much to discover with them, and we will continue to discover with them. I'm not going anywhere, right? But the plan originally was to go until about May or June, and then do the notes too, and then do explanation videos to see, because I really want to get back into theorizing the BU. Like, I have a lot of fun with it. My mind goes a million miles an hour, and I like presenting new ideas, and you guys get into it, and it becomes more interactive, and who knows, maybe we'll discover something nobody's seen. Like, the possibility is there, right? And that fascinates me. And that's what I want to do. And then I want to jump into new groups. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all's next question is, who would you listen to? I'm super interested in checking out TXT. I'm not even gonna church it up. There's a lot of them out there, but TXT is a big hit label group. They've got a storyline going. It intertwines with what we're doing. I'm leaning on it, right? I haven't made a decision yet. But there's also a bunch of other K-pop stuff out there, and I want to leave that open to like possibilities, like what, and we'll have a poll on it more than likely, so it won't really be up to me. But in the event that we do get to the point where, you know, I've heard everything that BTS has to offer, and we've done all the research that we can do, then the rest will just be extra content, and I can kind of dive into another group to see if they have anything else to offer, like what I've gotten with BTS. But I'm very highly doubtful that will be the case. I think that we started at the top in terms of reacting to K-pop, and not that any other group will be subpar, but I'm not, you know, BTS has been around for a long time, and I'm not sure how much content will be offered. So it's really going to be up to you guys, and you guys, y'all will do y'all's thing and inform me and educate me and guide me. Y'all guided me this far, and I trust in you guys. You know, I have no fears about this at all. But for right now, it's not in the front of us, so we're not really concerned too much about it just yet. Alright, this one's from Nellie's Journals on YouTube. They said, here's a question for your Ask Me Anything video. Do you think you'll go back to the kind of work you did once the pandemic is over? No. Alright, have you ever thought about going back to school for video editing? So, I don't want to go back into the world work field, force, whatever. I actually claimed myself as self-employed this year. I didn't make enough money to actually be a business, right? But I did make some money this year, and through Patreon and like that, and you know, Twitch. So I did have to declare myself as self-employed. I made so little money that I still have to be on unemployment. So it's, with everything going on, it's been kind of carrying me through, and I hate to be the guy that like rides stuff because it's not my intention, but it is what it is. I've taken this time while I'm at home to learn new trade skills, and that's where the graphic editing and design comes in, and that is the answer to your second question. Yes, I've thought about going back to school for video editing. Here's the thing, I'm 3 classes away from having an associate's degree in chemistry because I'm a chemistry major. So I would like to finish that at the very least, so that if I do go back into the workforce, when I do go back into the workforce, because I probably will end up going back, I'll be able to apply for a job that I want and make way more money than I could without that degree. And while I'm at school, I will take some video editing classes to see where I'm at in terms of like knowledge that I already know and create a baseline for where I need to go from there. Who knows? I may already know enough to test out of maybe 2 or 3 classes. I don't know. I've taken one computer science class my entire life and I loved it. I absolutely enjoyed it. And looking at it now, it was the most basic thing. Like from then, taking the class then, based off what I know now, if I had gone into that classroom for that class with the knowledge I have now, I could have tested out the first day. That's how much I've learned this year. And I feel like I've learned 2 or 3 classes worth of knowledge over the past year. And you guys have seen a lot of that. I've worked really hard. There's a lot of stuff you guys haven't seen that I actually have on my YouTube, but it's all hidden because it's for me and it's for portfolio purposes. I have alerts that I've made. I've put up as videos so that I can show to people later on when I'm applying for jobs, and things that I've done for other people that they wanted done because they saw my work. So that is always a possibility as well, to actually do this for others and make money doing it. That would honestly be that would be great. I would love that. I would love that. But yes, I have thought about it. It was a great question. And I know there's one more, so I gotta look this up. Okay, next question says, for the Ask Me Anything, in the future, when you finished reacting to some of their albums, will react to solo mixtapes. For example, Namjoon's first mixtape, RM, was released in 2015. So when you moved on to their 2015 stuff, will you react to that as well? That's a great question, and it actually pertains to the agenda that we're on right now. So the schedule stands is that I will go through their albums, right? Right now we are on Oh Are You Late Too. Next I think will be Dark and Wild, right? And I'm pretty sure Purple's gonna be on top of me with this, but if not, you guys can notify me in the comments as well when I do videos and tell me timeline wise with years of things that came out and the sequence in which they came out, so that I can actually do that, because I do want to react to solo albums. I think it would be a great thing to do. I've already reacted to a few solo songs, and from what I heard on those, they were great, and I look forward to reviewing whatever comes from that. And so yes, I do plan on it, but I will need someone to assist me in knowing when to do which song and stuff. So you guys stay on top of me with that, and we won't miss anything. So excellent. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up everything. I've answered all the questions that have been asked to me thus far. I will do another one of these. If you guys want another one, let me know. And if you do have any other questions, drop it in the comments. You guys know the drill. And I'll save it for the next time that we do this. I would love to do this. This was fun. And you know, probably not the most energetic thing, but always good to have a sit down and a little talk. I miss the lives for sure, and this was very reminiscent of the lives. So, but I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you learned a little something new. I hope I was informative enough for all of you guys, and I can't wait to do another one of these. You guys keep a lookout for the next few songs that are coming out on the Oh Are You Late Too album. I will have this posted up today, and they start coming out again tomorrow, so be ready for them. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'll check you guys later.